What's going on, guys? Dave Mate. Here we go again. Another live yerba mate review. As you can see, I think you can see the screen right now, the CBSé website. Really cool website. I want to talk a little bit about not only this brand, this actual mate, but what this brand is about, what this brand is kind of offering. I like the fact that this brand is really modern. Just from looking through their website, let's take a look through there. We're going to do things a little differently this time, guys. I want to start talking about the companies, not just the actual flavors and characters and all the good stuff about the actual yerba or sherba, but the actual company profiles as well. Now, the thing about this company is that this was the first brand ever to start blending yerba mate commercially in Argentina. They started that in 1978 in Cordoba, northern area of Argentina, not as north as the Misiones. But if you take a look at their website here at CBSé.com.ar, right from the bat, the website is using good technology. The fact that it recognizes where my internet service provider is here in New York. The website's already in English, which is a very good sign. It's very impressive because I don't know if you guys have looked around at a lot of the South American yerba mate websites. A lot of them just not up to date. Some of them are non-existent. A lot of them have weak social network presence. This website's doing a really good job. This company, I should say. The fact that they have Facebook, the fact that they have Twitter, they have YouTube, they have Instagram, that they're constantly publishing videos, educational videos, really nice branding, I would say, really nice, clean, crispy, clear, kind of enlightening sort of branding right here, as you can see from these different categories that they have. They have about 14 different flavors, excuse me. And I don't know, I just really like the website. I like the whole company presence. I like the fact that they're modern. For me, I'm impressed by that because we need companies like this. They're going to take mate into this new age. You know, mate's been around for thousands of years. It's been around commercially for at least 400 or 500 years. But over the past, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 years or so, the technology hasn't really paralleled the growth of yerba mate industry, I would say. Even some modern companies here in the United States, I mean, you could tell that they're not really heavy on their internet presence. This company here is definitely making an effort, a very good effort, to present their information very well, to come up with nice creative branding, to kind of make the company fun. I'd like to see that in the yerba mate brand. This is the first yerba mate I ever tried, blended yerba mate, the CBSé Hierbas Serranas, which basically means mountain herbs. We're going to talk about that in a second, but I just wanted to give a little profile of this company, CBSé. I like what they're doing. I'm impressed by the education. Remember, guys, mate for me is not just about the single plant, not just about the single herb, but a lot of it has to do with the surrounding education, the surrounding tradition, the surrounding culture that kind of encompasses this magical plant, this magical tea beyond the tea. Without that, without incorporating the history and the culture, I think that we're just presenting half of the yerba mate experience. I think that's where a lot of yerba mate companies, both in the United States and South America, and even in Europe, I think that's where a lot of them fall short. You know, they get really excited about yerba mate. They want to sell it. They want to get it out there. That's all good and well. But a lot of them forget to bring the education. A lot of them forget to create new modes of culture around this plant. A lot of them forget to talk about the history and the techniques. Now, yes, granted, this is a new day and age. It's 2016. One may argue and say, well, Dave, you know, that was all in the past. You know, let's create new waves of yerba mate. Let's create new ways of looking at it and experiencing a new culture around it. Yeah, I'm all for that. In fact, Circleofdrink has been a major player in revolutionizing the culture and creating a new culture around yerba mate. But I also think it's very important to always pay homage and to pay respect to the roots of yerba mate, to the upbringings of yerba mate, to kind of just keep that information alive and carry it on through the generations. For me, I think that's important. So this company right here has a good interplay between the historical information of yerba mate and then look at the nice modern presence of yerba mate. So let's actually talk about this actual brand. Let me share my screen again. Salute, guys. We got some viewers. What's going on, guys? Thank you for viewing. All right. Let's take a look at this brand right here. CBSé Hierbas Serranas. Now, let's talk about the ingredients real quick. This mate has peppermint, spearmint, and poleo, which translates to pennyroyal. And then it also has something which I'm not a big fan of. They call it in Spanish saborizante de hierbas serranas, which means flavoring of mountain herbs. Now, I don't know what that means. Flavoring of mountain herbs. What is the flavoring made out of? I'm always a little leery. I'm always a little scared when tea companies talk about natural flavoring and this and that flavoring. I don't know. I'm just not really all about it. Now, yes, from time to time, I will drink some tea that has this flavoring in it, but I like to just drink teas that have the pure herbs in it. Simple. So if it's a mint yerba mate, I expect it to have mint and yerba mate, spearmint, peppermint, yerba mate. If it's a fruit, some sort of fruit yerba mate, I want to see the whole fruits and I want to see the yerba mate, and I don't want to have to think about what the flavoring is all about. Now, I don't know. Call me crazy, but that's just me. That's my own personal take. I'm not going to discount all teas out there on the market that have this flavoring, this natural flavoring component to it. But me personally, I try to stay away from those things, at least at this particular path on my journey of teas and herbs. But I'm not going to totally discount it. Now, with this particular blend, I wish I could say that I really love it, but I don't. I just don't really love it. I don't hate it either. The problem with this mate for me is that there's sort of this conflicting situation. It's almost like this bipolar situation with this mate. Now you're gonna get the kind of zesty notes of the spearmint and the peppermint and the pennyroyal, but then there's also this like heavy presence to this mate. I don't know if it's the flavoring. I don't know if it's just the combination of the herbs. Maybe a combination of both of those things, but like there's this muddling effect with this mate. This muddling situation where there's no clarity of taste for me. There's no clarity of the mint. There's no clarity of the pennyroyal. It's just like this conflicted situation where the body of the mate is pretty light. It has like this light body in terms of taste wise, but then it also has like these heavy notes that kind of mask the true flavors of the mint. So yes, I guess I could say it's a light body, but there's actual components of it that kind of morph into a heavier body. There's a conflict of actual taste and the physics of this mate, I would say. It tastes light, but then it has like this heavy presence on your palate. So for me, I call that muddling. It's just a muddled effect. There's no clarity. The light notes of the mate, the light, zesty, floral notes of the mate can't fully breathe. They can't fully escape the heaviness of I don't know if it's probably the natural flavoring. I don't know. So when I smell this mate, just to jump back to the nose, the bouquet, it has a nice smell to it. It's kind of like floral, really light, super light smell, almost a little bit like cough syrup, cough drops to some degree. It has almost like a slight toasty note to it, the nose. Very light, super airy, nothing really prominent in the nose. Again, to get a little deeper into the taste profile of this mate, I'm not going to say this is a bad mate. I can't say it's a bad mate, but I'm a little hard pressed to say that this is a great blend. I don't think it's a great blend by any length at all. If I were to compare this to another blend in Argentina, let's say Kraus Sylvester, I would say that Kraus is superior to this mate in terms of clarity, in terms of simplicity. And again, guys, a lot of this is subjective. It comes out of my own personal view, my own personal landscape of what I think, yerba mate should taste like for me. So keep in mind, in Argentina, this is a very popular brand. Not to stereotype or not to try to be sexist or anything, but I would say there's a lot of women in Argentina who drink this yerba mate. I would say that women relate to this yerba mate in Argentina more so than men. And I'm just saying that because anytime I ever really experienced this mate, it was usually a woman offering it to me. I don't think I've ever had a man say, okay, let's drink this particular brand. And, it kind of makes sense. I think that women are a little bit more partial to sweeter sort of blends. That's just an observation for me in Argentina. So who would I recommend this mate to? I would recommend this mate to somebody who likes a heavy flavored blend. If you like blends and you want the blend to be heavy and you want the blend to kind of just kind of totally combust inside of your palate without any clarity, you just want that blast of heavy flavors, then I would say this is a good blend for you to experience because it's like a heavy situation. There's no clarity, and that might be good for somebody. Maybe somebody who likes flavored coffees that wants to transition into flavored yerba mates. This would be an ideal blend, I would say. But somebody who's used to drinking blends that are very light and very crisp and very clear, then this blend may kind of throw you off a little bit, I would say. Let's talk about the cut. So what we have here is an Argentine cut. I would call this a blended Argentine cut, obviously because it's blended. There's other herbs, 2 or 3 other herbs blended into this mate. Now, this is the thing that also kind of confuses me with this mate is that if you look at it, it looks like it's going to be a very light mate. Look at the content, the high content of palos. A lot of palos there. Usually when you're dealing with mint, spearmint, and peppermint, that kind of adds a lightness to the mate, and both spearmint and peppermint are included in this blend. And then there's the poleo, which is pennyroyal. But when you drink the mate, yes, you could tell that these lighter components, these lighter herbs want to express themselves fully, but they're not able to express themselves fully. There's this kind of constriction that's taking place, this kind of conflict, this kind of suppression, if you will. So one of the things that I learned how to kind of get around that with this mate is to use more water and less herb. Now, usually I use about 1/2 to 3/4 worth of a gourd full with traditional yerba mate, just generally speaking. And I figured with this mate, using a little bit less mate and a little bit more water per gourd, per cycle, allows the herb to breathe a little bit more. Now, again, when you're dealing with mint and you're dealing with spearmint and peppermint, in my opinion, those herbs, they like hotter temperatures. Spearmint, peppermint, in my experience, you need to get them to like 180, 185 for them to really burst with clarity, to really start singing. But the problem is that when you make this mate that hot, the combination of those herbs with this quote unquote natural flavoring creates just this really weird effect. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Perhaps you guys have experienced that too. Now I noticed when you drink this mate light with the lower temperature water, it definitely has more of a clarity to it to some degree, but you could also tell that it's still inhibited. So it's kind of a fickle mate. You want to find the right temperature. I recommend, generally speaking, with this mate, 155 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a pretty decent temperature for this mate. Now, if you're drinking cold yerba mate, I would say this is a great blend for cold yerba mate because of the muddled flavors don't really, when it's super cold, that in and of itself creates the clarity. Anything that's really cold, there's usually clarity that goes along with it. So if you're making tereré, or what I call mate frio, cold yerba mate, I would recommend this brand for that. What else can I say about this brand, guys? It's a decent brand. I'm not going to jump up in joy for it. I'm not really going to go out of my way to drink this mate daily or anything like that. But I think it's a decent yerba mate. If you're into blends, if you're into mint, I would say give this mate a chance at least. See what you think about it. I mean, it's no lady's breath or anything, but it's decent. It's a decent mate. But apart from that, like I said in the introduction, guys, I really like this company. I like the fact that they're so modern. I like the fact that they're educating people. I like the fact that they really care. You get the kind of sense that they really care about promoting yerba mate in a peaceful, positive way through their social media, through their YouTube videos, through their nice, clean website. So, like I said, they have about 14, 15 different flavors of yerba mate. I've only experienced this one. I can't speak for all of them. I think I had their grapefruit one once too, but I can't even recall it right now. So here we go, guys. CBSé Hierbas Serranas, mountain herbs translates to pretty decent yerba mate. I feel, again, there's a conflict going on with this mate. It lacks clarity. It lacks elegance. It lacks buoyancy. I would say it's somewhat disharmonious and almost a little flat. The flavors are almost a little flat, but there is potential here. If you could play with the right temperature, there are moments of clarity here and there. The taste is kind of decent. I wish that they would elaborate more on what this natural flavoring is. I just want to know what that is. I like to know what I'm drinking. And my gut feeling tells me that this natural flavoring component is what's kind of muddling this whole thing. I'm not surprised Argentines love it. Argentines kind of like these sort of flavors. But when you compare this brand side by side with a lot of other brands, a lot of other blends outside of South America, I think that this mate doesn't really muster up to those, at least not at this point. All right, guys, Dave Mate, quick little review today. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate the viewers. Ask questions, guys. Find us on Facebook, facebook.com/yerbamateland and /circleofdrink. Go to our website, circleofdrink.com, yerbamateland.com. We got all sorts of yerba mate education, yerba mate brands. Really appreciate it, guys. Salud. Keep on drinking yerba mate. Here's a picture of the bag in person. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Peace out.